What the most dangerous weight you carry is not the number on a scale, but the silent pressure building inside your body every day without asking for permission. Imagine waking up each morning believing that the extra inches around your waist are simply a cosmetic issue, a temporary inconvenience, or something that can wait until next month. Many people look into mirrors and see belly fat as an unwanted physical change, but very few stop to consider that the body often speaks in whispers long before it begins to scream. Hidden beneath what seems like an ordinary layer of abdominal weight may be a story unfolding inside the body, a story involving the heart, the blood vessels, and a system working around the clock to keep life moving forward. Every heartbeat carries a message. Every blood vessel responds to changing demands, and every small choice made throughout life becomes a quiet vote for future health. Belly fat is not just stored energy resting beneath the skin. It behaves like an active participant in the body's internal environment, influencing processes that many people never feel and never notice. Deep inside the abdominal region, certain fat deposits can release substances that contribute to inflammation, and inflammation can slowly create conditions that place extra strain on the cardiovascular system. Unlike sudden pain or dramatic symptoms, this process can happen with remarkable silence. Day after day, year after year, the body adjusts, compensates, and attempts to maintain balance while carrying a burden that gradually becomes heavier. Blood pressure begins as a simple measurement for many people, just two numbers printed on a screen or spoken during a routine medical visit. But behind those numbers exists an incredible network of effort taking place inside the body. The heart pushes blood through miles of blood vessels, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every organ and every cell. And when additional strain enters the system, the body works harder to preserve its normal rhythm. The challenge is that people often assume they will feel danger arriving, as if the body will announce every problem with obvious warning signs. Life teaches a different lesson. Some of the most significant changes happen quietly. Inspired discussions from health educators like Dr. Evan Levine often encourage people to think beyond appearance and begin understanding the deeper messages the body sends every day. There is a philosophical truth hidden within health itself because the body reflects patterns that develop over time rather than isolated moments. The meals chosen in moments of stress, the movement skipped because of exhaustion, the night spent sacrificing rest, and the habits repeated for years can slowly write a future that remains invisible until consequences begin appearing. Health is rarely transformed by a single decision, and it is rarely damaged by one isolated mistake. It becomes a result of countless small moments gathering together and shaping the path ahead. The remarkable thing about the human body is that it constantly tries to protect itself even when people ignore its signals. It adapts, compensates, and continues carrying responsibilities with extraordinary loyalty. Yet adaptation is not the same as healing. A person can feel normal while silent changes continue beneath the surface, and that hidden reality is what makes this subject important. The journey toward understanding health begins with awareness because people cannot change what they refuse to see, and they cannot protect what they fail to understand. Today begins a deeper exploration into a connection many overlook, a connection that reaches beyond appearance and enters the unseen world where the body patiently records every choice and every consequence over time. As this hidden story continues unfolding inside the body, an important question begins to emerge, and the answer is more complex than many people expect. Why would extra fat around the abdomen have such a powerful relationship with blood pressure in the first place? The answer begins with understanding that not all fat behaves in the same way. Some fat simply rests beneath the skin, while deeper abdominal fat can surround internal organs and become biologically active. Instead of remaining quiet and inactive, it can participate in chemical processes that influence inflammation, hormones, and the body's natural balance. The body functions like an interconnected universe where every system communicates with another. When one area changes, another area responds. Excess abdominal fat can release inflammatory substances that encourage the body to remain in a constant low-grade state of internal stress. This stress may seem invisible, but invisibility does not make something harmless. Over time, blood vessels may become less flexible, and the heart may be forced to work harder to move blood efficiently throughout the body. Pressure inside the system can slowly begin rising, sometimes so gradually that years pass before someone notices anything unusual. The challenge becomes even greater because daily life often hides these changes behind routines and distractions. People wake up, go to work, complete responsibilities, and continue believing that feeling relatively normal automatically means everything inside the body must also be normal. The human mind naturally trusts what it can see and feel, but biology often operates according to different rules. Hidden processes do not seek attention. They continue quietly, performing their work behind the curtain. A person may look in the mirror and focus only on clothing sizes or body shape, while missing the deeper reality taking place beneath the surface. Then something unexpected begins to happen, and this is where the story becomes unsettling. Imagine walking through life while a silent countdown exists somewhere in the background without numbers, without alarms, and without visible warnings. Imagine believing that tomorrow will feel exactly like today because nothing appears wrong. Many people never suspect that small biological shifts have been accumulating for years. The body continues adapting with incredible determination, but adaptation has limits that remain unknown until they are finally reached. Suspense exists within health because the future consequences of today's choices often remain hidden until they suddenly step into the light. This is why awareness becomes more powerful than fear. Fear alone rarely changes lives, but understanding can reshape decisions. Dr. Evan Levine frequently inspires people to look beyond symptoms and appreciate the extraordinary intelligence of the human body. Health is not only about avoiding illness, it is about respecting the systems that carry life forward every second of every day. The heart does not rest during stressful periods, difficult seasons, or moments of neglect. Blood vessels continue responding to demands without asking for recognition. Every organ continues performing its responsibilities with loyalty that often goes unnoticed. There is something deeply philosophical within this reality, because life itself depends upon countless invisible efforts happening continuously beneath awareness. People spend years searching for dramatic turning points, while overlooking the significance of repeated, ordinary actions. Small choices can quietly become powerful forces shaping the future, and hidden patterns can eventually create visible consequences that no longer remain in the shadows. Eventually, a moment arrives when awareness transforms into responsibility, because understanding the connection between belly fat and blood pressure is not meant to create anxiety. It is meant to create possibility. The body is remarkably forgiving, and one of its most extraordinary qualities is its willingness to respond to consistent positive change. People sometimes imagine health as a distant mountain that requires dramatic sacrifice and impossible discipline, but the truth often unfolds through smaller and more sustainable actions repeated over time. A healthier future rarely appears through one perfect day. It grows through ordinary moments that seem insignificant when viewed alone, but become powerful when added together. A short walk after meals, better sleep habits, mindful eating choices, reduced stress, and consistent movement can become meaningful investments in the body's future. Many individuals underestimate the value of small improvements because modern life celebrates immediate transformation and dramatic results. Yet nature follows a different rhythm. Trees do not reach great heights overnight. Rivers shape landscapes through steady movement. And the human body also changes through accumulated actions rather than isolated efforts. There is an important lesson hidden within this reality, because people often abandon progress when immediate rewards fail to appear. Days become weeks, weeks become months, and discouragement sometimes whispers that efforts are not producing visible results. However, some of the most important victories begin in places that cannot immediately be seen. Blood vessels may gradually function more efficiently. Inflammation may slowly decrease, and the cardiovascular system may begin experiencing less strain long before physical changes become obvious. The body often starts healing quietly before it starts revealing its progress outwardly. This truth carries something deeply hopeful, because it means positive changes may already be happening even when mirrors remain stubborn and scales seem disappointing. Dr. Evan Levine inspires many people to think beyond appearances and appreciate health as a long journey rather than a temporary destination. Life itself mirrors this idea because meaningful growth in any area often develops beneath the surface before becoming visible to others. Character, wisdom, strength, and resilience all grow in unseen places before revealing themselves through actions and results. Health follows a similar path. The future is not simply waiting somewhere ahead as an unavoidable outcome. It is constantly being shaped by present choices made in ordinary moments that many people overlook. Every decision carries a potential to become part of a larger story. The body remembers patterns, but also responds to change with remarkable generosity. Today can become the beginning of a different direction because awareness creates opportunity, and opportunity creates movement towards something better. The journey does not require perfection. It only requires willingness, consistency, and the understanding that every healthier step, no matter how small it seems, becomes a quiet act of respect toward the life carried within. There is also wisdom in remembering that health is not a punishment system waiting for mistakes. It is a relationship that responds to care and attention. People sometimes spend years criticizing themselves for where they are instead of appreciating the simple fact that change remains possible. The body does not demand perfection before offering benefits. It responds to persistence. Even one healthier choice can become the beginning of another and another until isolated actions slowly become a new way of living. Progress often arrives quietly, but over time, quiet progress can become life-changing. The most important step is often not the largest one. It is simply the next step taken with intention, awareness, and hope for a healthier tomorrow. That quiet decision can eventually reshape years that have not yet arrived ahead.